So this is a video discussing the ethics and the science behind CRISPR Cas9 as a genome editing tool.
CRISPR Cas9 was first found in bacteria as a sort of immune system. And it was an immune system because whenever the bacteria was infected by a virus, the virus would inject parts of its viral DNA or RNA into the bacteria. And this would cause the bacteria to start doing what the virus wanted it to do and could potentially kill the bacteria. But to fight the virus, the bacteria used CRISPR-Cas9, which would cut the viral DNA or RNA back out of the bacteria, effectively curing it of its infection.
Whoa, so nifty.
So as Raven said, CRISPR-Cas9 is a genomic editing tool that is commonly used in the laboratory setting to excise genes from, yes.
What does excise mean?
To cut out.
Thank you.
CRISPR-Cas9 is a genomic editing tool that is often used in a laboratory setting to excise certain genes from an organism's genome in organisms such as a zebrafish or other model organisms. So this can allow a lot of insight into the genomic basis of different diseases.
But what I'm really excited about is that you could use it to make designer babies. Not like designer jeans that make you look really good, but like you get to go in and pick your baby. And not like adopting a baby where you're like, oh, I want a boy. No, way cooler than that. So picture this, the year 2048. You and your boo, you go into the doctor and you're like, wow, I'm really excited. I want to have a baby. But then you look in the mirror and you're like, wow, my hair is red. I don't want my kid to do that. So you talk to your doctor and you're like, hey, is there any way that we could make sure that the red hair gene doesn't go to my kid? And they're like, oh yeah, totally. We'll just take the eggs out, use some Cas9, and boom, all of your kids have pretty blonde hair.
Okay, so there are a lot of ethical concerns regarding that. Okay, so back in like World War II, and you had Hitler who was all like, yeah, we all want the blonde hair and blue eyes. It was World War II, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I took 8 courses, okay. You know how Hitler had like this ideal kind of person that he looked for, like the blonde hair, blue eyes with the Aryan society. So with that kind of reasoning with the model babies, would you not be advocating for something like a Hitlerian society? That was weird. A more homogenous society, and that would not be beneficial for evolution, and that would not be beneficial for the furthering of humankind.
Okay, but, so I think that red hair is weird, and I don't want my baby to, but some people are obviously into it. So wouldn't some people pick little redheaded stepchildren? Wouldn't some people pick somebody that, I don't know, something else that I don't think is nice?
But there's so many issues with regarding to just like excising certain genes and cutting them out and deleting them, since like, as we learned in Bio 123, genes interact with the neighboring genes, and you just like delete something like that, that would have many more implications than just something that you're asking for.
Based on the genes interacting with each other, if you were trying to remove something much more serious, like a disease or illness that would be fatal within like the first couple years of a child's life, then wouldn't the risk be worth it to remove that disease?
Yeah, what if I could save my baby from having congenital heart failure? What if I could save him from having some kind of thing like spina bifida? Nobody wants their child to have spina bifida.
So, like, in that case, though, if there were no repercussions for using a technology like CRISPR-Cas9, then wouldn't that be actually okay to use, though?
But, okay, so we can all agree that you would want to save your child from having congenital heart failure. But what if I didn't want a blind baby? What if I thought that if I had the way and the money to make sure that my baby didn't have to go through life having special schooling, not being able to see, having all of these difficulties that they have to overcome to be on the same starting field as the rest of society, wouldn't I be allowed to do that? Shouldn't I do that?
Well, first of all, something that you said about the money. there's going to be division along socioeconomic lines if you decide that CRISPR-Cas9 technology will be offered to the public. Because the more rich, the more resources that people have, the more likely they will have access to this kind of technology. And this will further divide the public along these kind of lines. And also, with regards to like blindness and deafness, and even things like autism, it's like these kind of disabilities. At the same time, there's so many big communities that are involved in these who have made such big strides with their disabilities that to just kind of say, oh, we're going to get rid of this entire population in the future is kind of discrediting all of the work that they have done to get to where they are now.
Okay, so ignore all of the ethics with actual genomic editing of people. Let's say that y'all are right and we shouldn't do it at all. But what if I want to do some testing on some zebrafish and I come up with this really cool genome that makes a see-through fish with no bones, and I want to be the only one that has that fish? Am I allowed to patent that genome? Because I created it. That doesn't happen naturally. I made it. I put in the effort and the money. So can I patent it? Can it be mine?
Well, if you can patent the zebrafish thing, then couldn't you also patent, like, just the genome for blonde hair and blue eyes? So everyone with blonde hair and blue eyes, could they technically be infringing on your patent?
But they didn't create that. That happened naturally, whereas I'm sitting in my lab working and putting in this effort and time.
Well, who's to say that that genome would not occur naturally in the future because mutations are completely random?
Let's say the universe is smiling upon me and the Supreme Court, I don't actually know who issues patents, but the Supreme Court issues me this patent for this genome, and the lovely Tina Tan wants to use my fish in an experiment. Does she have to pay me?
I don't want to use your fish, man.
Well, it's a really sweet fish, and it's kind of awesome.
The United States Patent Office.
The Supreme Court issued me this one because my fish was really cool. So would I stand to make monetary gains? Because it is a patent. You make money off of your other patents, right?
Well, if you're a government employee, you technically don't.
Have people patented bioluminescence E. coli?
Give them all the glasses.
Because we can just wrap it up with the fact that it's in its infancy, so, and then say, hey, what do you think? Leave a comment.
Is it? Okay. I don't know. I've never actually recorded anything on my computer before. Oh, look, we're so big. Okay.
So should I ever mention Hitler?
Yes. Checkmated. Well.
She has glasses too.
And she's sitting here saying words that make sense.
Yeah. I can't see through these glasses, so it's fine.
I can't see either, so.